Here we've got the Colt pattern 1911 A1 80 series semi-auto pistol. Tonight we're going to strip it and clean it. Whenever we strip a pistol, the first thing we always do is we point the muzzle in a safe direction. Then we remove the magazine by depressing the magazine release. Then we check the chamber. To do that, we apply upward pressure on the slide release and we pull back on the slide, lock the slide open. We then check the chamber to make sure the chamber is empty. We then drop the slide, we drop the hammer. On this particular pistol, there's a small plunger at the muzzle. Depress the plunger. Turn the bushing clockwise enough to be able to release the plunger. We then turn the bushing counterclockwise until it stops, and then we can take that bushing off. We then apply pressure with our trigger finger on the end of the slide release. Applying pressure on that with your finger, slide the slide back and the slide release will pop up and we pull it out. We can then remove the barrel and slide assembly from the pistol, field stripping it, enabling you to clean the pistol from there. From here, we cock the firearm. Applying the safety catch and pulling up on it and wiggling it, you will actually pull the safety catch out. Decock the firearm. Using the post on the safety catch, we push the hammer pin out. When we remove the safety catch now, the hammer will come out, and so will the safety catch unique to the Series 80s pistol. Using the rat tail end on the hammer strut, we apply pressure to our mainspring housing retainer pin. Now we take the mainspring housing out, we take our beaver tail safety off, and we have our trigger return spring. Now from here, we use the flat turned over section of our trigger return spring to undo the grip screws. They might be tight, but you use that as a screwdriver to undo your grip screws. Having removed all the grip screws, we then remove the grips or grip panels. From here, on our trigger return spring, one of the small leaves has a turned over section. That's the screwdriver to remove the magazine release button. Insert the screwdriver into the screw, depress magazine release button and turn anti-clockwise. That takes your magazine release catch out. Now with the grips removed, we go back to using the small screwdriver that we used for the magazine release to push the sear disconnector pin out through the pistol. Turning it upside down, you should get your sear, your disconnector, and in this case the 80 series safety catch. With the sear and disconnector taken out, our trigger slides out. We have the safety ejector and plunger. On the 80 series you can use the thin post on that safety catch to push your pin out. Sometimes they'll get oil in there and they'll get hard to remove, as is on this one. There's your plunger. Now that frame is fully stripped, ready to clean. Now we go back to our slide and barrel assembly. We took the bushing off the front before. Now we take the action return spring out through the rear. Make sure the swinging link goes forward. Barrel comes out, Your pistol is now fully stripped and ready for a thorough cleaning. Now, having reassembled the frame back to the field stripped position, I use a plastic bristle toothbrush and methylated spirits to clean the frame. Areas that you want to pay attention to are the feed ramp area, the hammer and disconnector and ejector area, the rails. Using methylated spirits, that'll clean the garbage and will be able to be wiped dry in a moment. After doing that, we turn our attention to the slide. Areas of the slide that need to be paid attention to is underneath here. We give that a good brush with methylated spirits and our plastic toothbrush, and the bolt face, especially underneath the extractor. Give that a good thorough scrubbing with plenty of metho to get any of the crap out from there. You can, if you wish, get in here with an earbud or a Q-tip to get in there, but I found the plastic toothbrush does a sufficient job for my guns. When you finish doing that, you wipe it down with some flannelette, same stuff that you would use for patching your barrel. Just give it a quick wipe down from there. After the frame, the next thing to be cleaned is the barrel. To start off cleaning the barrel, put the correct size phosphor bronze brush on your rod and run the brush through the barrel from the chamber to the muzzle several times to get any garbage out of the barrel. Then take the brush off, grab our patch, put the patch through the notch in the middle, put the jag through the patch through the middle. I use Hoppe's number 9 for cleaning pistols because I found that the Hoppe's number 9 works very well for both the carbon and the lead build-up. We soak our patch in the Hoppe's 9, fold it over the front of the jag like that, and push that through our barrel several times, making sure that we get plenty of solvent in our barrel. After mopping that through your barrel for a while, leave it sit for about an hour to let it soak. After letting the solvent soak in your barrel for a while, take the solvent rich patch off, grab a dry patch, put the jag through the patch like we did just before, screw that onto your rod. Now we're going to patch the barrel dry, making sure that it's dry. You repeat that process a few times until you guarantee that you got no trace of lead or copper or carbon fouling coming out of your barrel. When your barrel's clean and dry, the next stage we do is we put another patch on our jag, a dry patch. Now we're going to apply oil to it. So with your clean dry patch, apply oil on the patch like that. Plenty of oil because you want to get plenty of oil into your barrel. Fold it over, apply oil again underneath, just like that. Pull that back through your barrel, making sure that you give your barrel a liberal coating of oil. Your barrel is then ready to be reassembled into the slide onto the frame, and we'll go from there. Now that it's been cleaned and oiled, the thing to do is put it back together. We start off with the slide. Push the swinging link on the barrel forward. Barrel slides into the slide from the front. We'll lift the swinging link, take the action return spring, feed it through from behind. Take your barrel bushing, making sure the bayonet lug lines up with the slot in the slide, and fit it in. Turn it out of the way. Cap goes on the action return spring. We slide that onto the slide of our pistol, lining up the hole in the frame with the hole in the swinging link, we put our slide stop pin through there. Cock the pistol, slide the slide back until the small notch on the slide lines up with where the slide stop locks into it. Make sure it pushes down, push the slide forward, safety catch on, pick up the cap, make sure there's no debris on the cap where it fell on the floor. Put it on the action return spring, push it in, lock it in place, safety off, lock slide open, insert magazine, slide forward. Gun's cleaned and oiled. Just remember, dry patch the oil before you shoot your firearm. Have fun.